That's it. All right, what's up, guys? It's Kevin from KM Outdoors. I got my buddy Chris here with me today.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
And your what's your YouTube name?
Yes, my YouTube is LIlethal Outdoors. I'm sorry, LIlethal Hunters Outdoors. Please go ahead, give me a like, subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications, and obviously the follow.
There you go. I just watched one of his videos, and I was literally, my mouth was watering because you were making all those ducks that we shot early season. And
yeah.
That was a good hunt, man. That was a good hunt. So right now today is opening day for duck, for late season for duck, and early season. We got out early season.
Yep.
We did real good early season. A buddy of ours, Lou, from Hunting New York Outdoors. He did some scouting upstate New York, and put us on some good birds, man. That was a good hunt. So
amazing birds.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And public land too.
On public land, it was pretty. No, honestly, it was ridiculous, but it was an amazing time.
That was a good hunt.
It really was.
I think it was a whole bunch of us. We ended up. What'd you say? We were talking about it earlier. 46 birds, 47 birds.
40. It was 7 of us total. Yeah, it was 7 men, and we got a 7-man limit. I think it was 47 birds.
Yeah, 47 birds. So did pretty good. Shot wood duck, teal, blue wing, green wing, wood duck, mallards, black duck. We had everything.
You name it was there pretty much.
Yeah, it was a big mixed bag for sure. So that's what we did early season. That's what really stuck out. At least, I mean, I got out a few more times, but
yeah,
that was the
highlight. That was highlight. Insane.
So we got out this morning, and that was a little rough this morning.
I mean,
so yeah, we had plans to do a bigger hunt with all of our buddies, and at a walk-in spot on Long Island, and kind of fell through last minute. The scout really didn't look too good for that area, so we just changed it up very last minute. Went and we decided to take the boats to a certain spot on the bay and go see if we could hunt some sea ducks. And man, the weather report said about 32 degrees and 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. So it looked like we were pretty good with a northeast wind.
Looked like it. And out there was definitely a little bit more rough.
It looked like it was pretty good. So we left. We pulled out of the dock at about 5 o'clock this morning. And Chris was the spotlight man in the front of the boat. He did a great job spotlighting. And we headed toward the one spot that we were going to go to, and we had to cross a lot of open water. And man, as soon as we hit that water, just the waves.
Was that choppy?
The waves were hitting us bad. Probably, I mean, I would say 3-4
feet.
3-4 foot rollers, just one after the next. You know?
Non-stop.
So we dug into a couple of them and took some green water over the bow, and that's it. You know, so yeah, you must have been.
It was something new to experience. A little scary.
He's on my casting dock, laying on my casting dock with the flag with the spotlight up front, and I could barely hear him because we're all muffled up.
And on top of that, I had a face mask, and I was covered like this. You can barely hear me. And I'm over here. I'm like, all right, Kev, I think these waves look pretty high. You can't hear me. The wind's blowing, motor's running. Kev, what do you think, man? Wave hits. At the last wave was easily like 4 feet. Went right over my head. I am drenched now, and I'm getting ready to turn around. I feel the boat start shifting, and I'm like, oh, Kev knows to turn around. It was it was crazy.
Yeah, we couldn't make it. I mean, we probably took 20 to 30 gallons of water on, like, and it's not. I don't have a big boat. My boat's 16 foot, but it's a 16-foot bass boat. Like bass type boat, I guess you would call it. It's a Grumman 16 foot. So yeah, we took on a lot of water.
Yeah, I mean, in a hurry. When you pulled the boat out, and even when we got back to when we get to your house, it was still had water in it.
Oh yeah, I pumped water out. Yeah. Did you know I pumped water out when we got to the spot?
I saw you were pumping water
I pumped with the hand pump. So the electric one crapped out, so I pumped it out with the hand pump. But anyway, we scratched those plans at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And then we ended up heading west, went up the channel. We met up with another boat, had 3 more guys on it. We made the best of it, you know.
Yeah, we definitely did. It was despite this morning, obviously, I personally do feel it was a good, successful hunt. Those guys, it's the first time going out, right? I think that's like the first time going out.
Yeah. They did hunt once early season.
Okay.
He's talking about the 3 other guys that met us. They had a 17 whaler, and they met us out there at the spot. So, yeah, it was their second time going out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it was good. I think they got to learn a lot, and you know, I think everybody got to learn a lot this morning. We ended up throwing out like 25 sea ducks, you know, throwing out 25 sea duck decoys, and it seemed like every time we turned around, like we're sitting there and talking and having fun, every time we turned around, I'm like, wow, the neck on that duck looks thinner than my decoys. Okay, we got one of the decoys. You know what, guys? We got 4 of the decoys, you know? So we shot them up a couple times, and I think I didn't personally see any ducks that like cupped in and just went just went right for our decoys. I just kept looking up, and they were sitting in the decoys.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, they all just kind of like floated on in, you know, with the tide, basically, you know, with the current pulling them into the shore.
Yeah,
and did anything? No.
I mean, I didn't notice them. They just kept showing up, and they weren't paddling in. They were landing, but it was so choppy and so windy. Even where we set up, where it was the calmer area, it was still like
still very.
Yeah, these ducks are flying so low. I mean, for anybody watching this, if you don't hunt sea ducks, you know, or diver ducks, they're flying like, if this is the height of the water,
they're like right there.
Yeah, they fly right over the top of the water. So for them to cup in and land is like, they cup in for 1/8 of a second, and then they're in the decoys, you know. So
it's definitely something fun. It's
fast,
very, very fast. Not like mallards or you know, like puddle ducks, because they'll you know, they'll swoop around and everything. That starts. They take the time. Yeah. These guys are.
That's it. They're in. They're dedicated.
That's it.
That's it, man. So, but we seen a couple puddle ducks flying. We've seen
a couple. I think we saw like one group of mallards, maybe.
Yeah.
And then a lot of black ducks.
Black ducks were all over the place. Yeah.
We're known for that.
Yeah, a lot of shots going off this morning, and you know, it seemed like everybody, when we got back to the boat ramp, I was talking to those guys. You know, they were there, and it seemed like everybody came back with 3 or 4 ducks. You know,
which is good.
Yeah, so everybody did pretty decent. It seems like, but yeah, I mean, it's a good way to start the season.
It is.
It's a good way to start the season. It's a good hunt, and you know what? We found a pretty good spot too. Last minute, you know.
Last minute, new, because we haven't been there before. I don't know if you've been there before, but
just passed by. That's it.
So
passed by 100 times fishing,
and I would not mind hunting that spot again. It was promising.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was constant movement on the birds.
Yeah.
Constant flying around. I think it's a nice spot.
Yeah, that's the difference between, I think, when you're freshwater, like puddle duck hunting.
Yeah.
You're puddle duck hunting like a spot. Most of the time, you're just sitting there and you're watching birds, and you're waiting for the birds to cup in over the treetops and land. You know,
absolutely.
Where when you're sea duck hunting, it's like
they're constantly flying
everywhere. There's ducks in every direction. Like I mean, you see me. We took the binoculars, and you're like, okay, there's 40 ducks over there. There's 35 ducks over there. You know, like they're surrounded by it. You know, everywhere, but. Yeah, so it's a pretty neat spot. I think we're pretty fortunate on where we hunt to be able to shoot black ducks, mallards, and divers at the same time. You know,
that's awesome.
But
it's one of the reasons why I love Long Island, man. I always tell I tell people, I might move down to Florida. I might go down to South Carolina.
Yeah,
I can't leave.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, me either. You know what's funny? I was listening to a podcast yesterday about it was two guys from South Georgia, and they were waterfowl hunters, right? So they're talking about like how they talking about how they're waterfowl hunting or whatever, and they're like, yeah, the weatherman said it was going to be 40. So, we bundled up and, we went out. And,
bundled up?
And then they said, yeah, the weatherman was wrong. It was 30 out. It was so cold. There was ice built up on our kayaks. I'm like,
man, that's cold.
I'm like, man, you don't even know, dude.
I'll pretty much be out there in a t-shirt, 40 degrees.
Yeah, I'm like, holy smokes, man. 30, 40 degrees, you're just getting started. So I was laughing about that. But the... I guess. But you know what? They'll be laughing at me too when it's 90 degrees here in the summertime. And I'm sweating like crazy, and they're thinking it's a cool day. Yeah. But yeah, man. So what do you got planned for this year? You doing deer hunting or what?
Definitely got to go back for deer.
Yeah.
I went out only like what? I want to say 3 times. And unfortunately, I have not. I've seen the tracks and whatnot, but I haven't had success. Mm-hmm. And guys, it's completely my fault. I'm still new to hunting in general. I've been deer hunting. This would be my 4th year. And in reality, this is my first official season duck hunting. I cannot stress this enough to anyone out there that's watching this, that's getting into hunting, whether it be for ducks or deer or anything in general. You need to put the work in. You need to scout. Perfect example. Last year, I went out a couple times, early season, before the season started, scouted out. I figured out where they were bedding, where they were feeding, and I went according, with that. And obviously, hunted the wind for deer, and shot a beautiful 9-point buck. Nice big rack. I was very happy. This year, I didn't go scout. I'm thinking I'm going to go in there, do the same spot as last year. Dude, definitely not. Yes, there's some signs there. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So it's key. It's key. You have to, obviously, this. You're an avid hunter yourself, and you have to scout.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely anybody out there who wants to get into this, please make sure you scout.
Yeah.
Scouting will give you the success that you're looking for.
Yeah, you got to put the work in.
So I definitely got lazy, man, and it's my fault, like I said. But I know there's deer out there, and with the past 3 times, like I said, 3 or 4 times I've been out, I know where realistically they're moving and where they are.
Yeah.
So I'll at least, maybe I'll take down a nice mature doe and put some meat in the freezer.
Yeah.
I don't want to be since I have a pretty decent sized buck, I don't want to go ahead and I see now I see a 6-point. Let me take a shot at. If he doesn't have a pretty big rack that's I think it looks better than the one I have, I'm gonna let him keep on going, man, because I think that's what's important out there. Learning how to let the small one get by, let him grow.
Yeah. That's cool, man. And I've been getting the itch to deer hunting itch lately. I didn't even tell you about this. I did, man. I've been I'm watching all these videos and stuff, man, and I'm getting the itch for it. But so I don't know if I ever told you the story on why. I guess it's the event that stopped me from deer hunting. So I started bow hunting, whatever, practice, shot thousands of arrows. Right, I'm getting good with it. Getting to the point where I'm really, really confident in my shot. So I go out and I'm hunting, and what's kind of weird was I talked to people about this that weren't into I guess hunting or whatever, or they weren't as big into bow hunting. Excuse me. So, and I'd say to them, they'd be like, "Oh, you didn't shoot anything?" I'm like, "No, but I'm getting close." And they're like, "How could you get close to shooting a deer?"
I understand that 100%.
And I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I said that, but it always sticks with me, right? So I'm getting close. So. And then finally I did, and I shot my first deer was a doe, right? So I shot the doe, and I'm like, cool. I'm like, now we're going for the buck, right? Same thing, like you said, I'm putting in the work, man. I scouted everything, trail cameras, yada yada. I see a nice buck, awesome. I climbed the tree one day. I go to the spot, climb the tree, and I said to myself, all right, I'm going to face this direction because I think this buck's going to be walking this way. Now, it's not like this is public land that I'm hunting.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I don't know for a fact it's going to walk that way. I'm just looking at the landscape and I'm saying, you know what? It's real wet down here. It's real. This thicket up top. I think he's going to walk right in the middle. And sure enough, he did. Like 20 minutes after I was sitting in the tree stand. Oof. It was like I had just actually. I'll tell you right now. I climbed up there, and what I used to do was I would leave my bow down beneath, and I'd climb up. Like I leave my bow in my backpack, like on the ground.
Okay.
And I'd climb up, and then when I was sitting up there, I'd take that little hook, and I'd drop it down and just grab it. You play a little the little hook game. so I grabbed it, and as I'm grabbing my bow, I hear the leaves on the other side of. I'm not even gonna call it like marsh or anything. It was like. Just like wetlands, like it was just a little bit wet, like a lower area.
Yep.
So I hear like the leaves, and I'm like, I don't know, but it was far off. I could see pretty far, and I didn't see a deer. So I said, I'm gonna bring my bow up real quick.
Just in case.
I brought it up real quick, knocked an arrow, and I didn't even sit down yet, and I see a doe walking. So the doe walks, whatever. Didn't take a shot at her, and here comes the buck walking exactly. It couldn't have walked any more perfect than I predicted. But where he walked was a completely straight line right towards me, literally going to walk right underneath my tree stand. And it was a huge buck, dude. I know, like, everybody who misses a buck, they're like, "Oh, it was the biggest buck."
Yep.
Dude, this was like, I'll tell you right now, when I shot a deer, like whenever I shot a deer with my bow, I would immediately take my phone out and I would take my finger and I'd be like, all right, I just shot this buck right here, and it went into the brush right here. You know what I mean? So when I was on the ground tracking it, I had a good head start, right?
Yep.
So I actually did record that after I took a shot at this deer, and I still to this day have never watched that video. Still to this day, it's such a heartbreak. So I'll finish my story. So this deer was walking, didn't give me a broadside shot. Now he's almost underneath me, right? Almost underneath, and I'm seeing how big these antlers are, right? So and it was like real dark too. You get those like dark, like thick antlers. Yep. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna take a shot like between the shoulders, straight down. Like he's basically underneath, right?
I got you.
So I take the shot. It hit exactly where I wanted it to hit. He took off running. I seen the arrow drop out of the bottom of him. Keeps running. And I wait. I was with another guy hunting. I let him know. I said, yeah, I got to hit a nice buck. And went back to my truck. I climbed down. I waited a long time, dude. Went back to my truck, climbed down. I went over to where I shot him. Huge puddle of blood. I tracked him, blood the whole way. I actually have pictures of the blood the entire way. I'm looking at it. I'm like, he jumped over a log. There's blood sprayed everywhere. And it just gets to a point and completely stopped, bro. Like, such a heartbreak. Such a heartbreak. We looked at every leaf in that area to find a blood drop. Couldn't find it. So I looked that. It was probably like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I looked that entire afternoon, well into the night. It wasn't supposed to rain for the next 3 days. I took off of work for 3 days in a row. And this place that I was hunting was that place I was telling you about.
Okay.
So it's like an hour and a half from my house. So for 3 days in a row, I drove an hour and a half out there. And the first day, I was calling for dogs too to see if there's any companies for like dogs.
Yep.
Couldn't find any companies because it was November 20th, I believe it was. And no, all the dogs were upstate. I don't remember the exact date, but it was the opening day for Rifle Upstate, and every single dog company on Long Island, they were upstate tracking deer. So I'm like, man, I can't, whatever, I don't know what to do. So every single day, man, I was on my hands and knees looking around.
Looking for those.
Then I searched the whole area. They say like, you start where the blood drop is and do circles, right? So that's what I kept doing, circles. I got up to a 1/4 mile circle just looking for any sign. Just give me anything. And I never found anything. So that was like my heartbreak story. And I was like,
no, I'd listen.
I felt like so much time and effort went into like shooting that deer, and I was so certain I had it, and it broke my heart. And I think that may have been the last time I bow hunted. Like I think I just put it down. I've hunted after that, like rifle hunted upstate, you know what I mean, with the family or whatever, but I think that was the last time I bow hunted.
Thank God I found my buck, but when I shot my buck last year, I had a 35 yard shot, cordon away from me, a little too much, but I hit him, and I saw the arrow pass through, and I hit at least the lung. I knew I did.
Yeah.
So I told my buddy, I told Derek, I'm like, hey, he was hunting with me, and I'm like, yo, I'm shaking. It's my first buck. It's huge. Yeah. I'm like, I can't talk. I'm like, I shot one.
Yeah, you're just shaking so much, right?
I grab onto the tree, and I'm like, I shot one. It's huge. He thinks I'm joking with him because I always bust his chops and whatnot. And I'm like, no, I do it. I'm like, I shot one. I'm like, he's like, I did hear that running. I think maybe you spooked him. I'm like, no, I hit him. I know I hit him. Mind you, I saw him take off, and I saw the direction, and he ran.
Yeah.
Like for a while, I heard some crashing in the far distance. I heard him crash, and I heard him crash hard. I gave him some time. Maybe bedded down. He's a big buck.
Yeah.
I'm worried. We give him about like 2 hours. We come down from our trees. We meet up. I go to the exact location from where I shot him.
Yeah.
Not a drop of blood. Nothing. I'm like, I tell Derek, Derek, there's no way. If I have to get on my hands and knees and smell the leaves myself, I will do it.
Because like I feel like as an outdoorsman, like you not that I feel like this is the goal. Like you want to be able to put a perfect shot on that animal, whatever you're shooting. And you want it to just go down, not suffer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like nobody, nobody wants a deer to be in pain for a long time.
Absolutely. And then another thing about it, being that Long Island is so heavily populated, you don't want this deer now running across, and let's say he ran for 700 yards.
Yeah.
And he lands on something. Now he's on someone's property and passes out. He passes away there.
Yeah.
Then you get the people that are against hunters,
of course,
and it's all that controversy.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. But
and the waste too. You know what I mean? Like if you shoot that deer, not only do you want it to not suffer, but you don't want it to waste. And that's the heartbreak with that buck that I missed, was because
you couldn't.
The amount of blood that I found. I know he died. But now this is a deer that just died for no reason. You know what I mean?
Nowhere to be found.
And it's nowhere to be found. So I can't eat the deer. I can't find him. No, there's And
it's not like we're upstate where there's predators. Like in Long Island, we don't have anything. Maybe small foxes here and there, but
I don't know. They say this. They say we got coyotes running rampant.
Now they say we do, but
they say we got coyotes all over the place. Black bear. We got a bunch of stuff.
Black bear, Long Island? No way. Someone said that.
It was a black bear that escaped the zoo or something.
Oh,
it was in Shirley. Somebody caught it on their Ring camera. They posted it on Facebook. Yeah, and I was looking at it on Facebook, and the black bear, it's a big black bear. It looks like something that you would see in the Adirondacks or somebody walk up the driveway, just sniffed around and just kept going, But it was like a zoo or something out there or some type of research lab or something.
But,
some type of government lab, probably. no, I think it was
it's a lab project.
I think it was a zoo. But yeah. So we don't have predators. Man. Yeah, you look at Fire Island, for anybody who's not from Long Island, doesn't know about Long Island, we have a island off of Long Island called Fire Island. It's a very thin. I think it's a mile wide, maybe even less, maybe a half mile wide, and I think it's 30 miles long. Mm-hmm. And there's a population of deer that are on that island that have zero predators. They're not afraid of people at all.
You go there summertime, they'll come right up to you and you hand feed them.
Yeah, huge 12-point deer,
At that point, I think I seen one that are 15 points.
Yeah, they're just massive deer. They'll eat right out of your hands. But zero predators, right? Yep. They get whatever happens to them, they break their leg or something like that. That's why the whole cycle of having predators and stuff is so important, because you see these poor deer and they're walking around one leg is completely broken, you know, and not even on Fire Island, even on Long Island, you know what I mean? Because maybe we do have a couple of predators here and there. I've never seen them, but
yet, let's say that they did bring. Like, let's say now there is coyotes here and there.
Yeah,
it's not like upstate.
It's not enough.
No,
it's not enough
not at all
to weed them out. So like, you get these deer that are, you know, they're injured deer. They got hit by cars and stuff, and you know, they're just limping around, you know, and you know, and you mix that with the people, you know, that think it's all right to feed all the animals, you know.
Yeah, it's really not good.
Yeah, it's such a disease spreader, and you know.
Yep.
Yeah, like yeah, man, it's bad. You know, you can't feed these animals. You got to let nature take its course. You know,
we're not our job in nature. You know, in the past with our ancestors, we are one of the predators. You know.
Yeah.
Our job is to try to, you know, we eat from that. We can't go ahead and feed them and try to save them and stuff like that. It's just going to mess up the whole entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
This is where I break down and tell you that I was thinking about going vegan. But,
damn.
No, that's not happening.
Just more ducks and deer for me. No worries, we'll go hunting. I'll take care of the rest. Don't worry.
Nope. So, yeah, that's it, man. So, that's kind of what's going on. So, will I deer hunt again? I could tell you that I've recently had the itch more. So we'll see what happens. I don't think this season, because I'm so tied up with the boat and so many different arrangements that I have, that I really need to be focusing on waterfowling, you know. Just so much time put into it at this point.
Yep.
You know, like free
why
time
I pick up at a more like a clean slate, a blank slate, I should say, because when you go deer hunting, you know, you have the spot that you were telling me about that you used to go to years ago. You know, time changes everything, so you don't know realistically how it is. So you definitely want to go back out there and scout it and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I did go scout it though. I did, even though I had no intentions of deer hunting this year. I did scout that place. That's how much I like just being outside, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, scouted for deer and had no intentions of shooting any deer. But.
Let me just let me check it out. Oh yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, yeah. I'll be here one day. I don't know. I'll be back.
I don't know. As long as this place is still a honey hole, I said okay. All right.
I'll be back. Yeah, that's awesome.
So what do you got planned this year? Any big hunts or anything, or any goals or like bucket list?
So stuff? I do have, that's a good thing. From that October hunt that we did in upstate, something that was on my bucket list, and you would actually tell me it was on yours too. Was a wood duck.
Ooh, yes.
And I got a beautiful, beautiful drake.
Gorgeous.
You got a beautiful drake and hen.
Yeah, man.
Set back to back. Yeah. Beautiful shots.
Yep.
That was 100% on my bucket list. But as for waterfowl, would be a mallard. Simple, green, beautiful green head. Nice drake, a mallard drake.
Mallard drake.
That's it, you know. Black ducks, since I've seen so many, I don't know. I don't have like the like. If I'll shoot, I'm gonna eat it.
You haven't shot one yet, but you've seen so many that you're like
If I shoot one, to me, it's like, oh, whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like finding pennies on the street to me. Cause so many flying around.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, just today, you've probably seen hundreds if you counted all of them.
Forget about it. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But now mallards, I've yet to shoot a mallard.
Yeah. Even a hen.
Even a hen. Mallard hen. Did I shoot one upstate? That was such a missed bag. I can't remember if I shot them. I might have shot a mallard hen upstate.
I don't know.
But my goal is drake. Specifically here on Long Island. If I get that, I'm set.
Yeah.
What else? What else would I go for on Long Island? For this year, that's my goal. If I go deer hunting, something that's like that I'll always have on my bucket list is am I saying this right? Sika deer?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So those are invasive species that we have here on Long Island. They're not native to Long
Yes,
Island.
yes.
And you don't need any hunting tags for them since they're invasive species.
Okay.
Where was I? I think I was on Instagram and I follow a local page.
I know where they are, by the way. I've seen them when I was duck hunting.
Are you serious?
I promise you, I could take you there. I actually have pictures on my phone.
Oh,
because
my God.
I don't exactly know. What are the names of them?
Cicadeer, I believe.
Cicadeer?
It's like more like brown, and you can see the hair more thorough on them.
Yeah, I'll show you the pictures.
Furry almost?
Yeah, when we get done with this, I'll show you the pictures. But we were duck hunting on a river. Not to give too much information, but whoever's watching this, but we're duck hunting on a river, and I hear same thing, sticks cracking and stuff, and I look back at the woods, and I'm like, that's weird because I see a deer, but the butt on it was much more white, and the back was probably this high, and the antlers were huge. It was like an 8-point deer, but the antlers are huge, and I'm
see,
like,
the one that I saw on the guy, it was like a small maybe 4, maybe 6 point, but small. See, now you're telling me that the thing was huge.
Yes.
I'm like going insane right now.
yes. Remind me when we get done with this. I will tell you exactly where you can find them. I don't know if it's legal to shoot them there, but you can find them.
I'm like, no, they're legal to shoot.
No, yeah,
that's different.
I don't know if you're allowed to shoot there, but I can tell you where to find them. And so I did a little research on them afterwards. They say that
they come from Asia, right?
Yeah, but how they got here? They said like one of our past presidents had like a high fence hunting area here. Was it Kennedy?
I can't remember, but I heard a very similar story to that, and they just, he only had, there was a couple here, and not a lot, like maybe like 2 males or something. I forgot exactly how the story was.
It was a high fence hunting area that he had.
Yep.
And I guess they just let him go.
We have no predators.
No predators. Back to that.
So that's again reason why we need predators.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that those deer are around, because if I see one and I have the opportunity to take one out,
It's a bucket list thing.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
So if I go out, I can see a freaking huge, 20-point buck. I don't care how big he is.
Yeah.
If I see a Cicadeer, even if it's just 2 little points, he's going out. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You might have to save your shekels up for a full body mount for that.
Yeah, I think
they're cool looking deer, man. They're cool looking deer.
It's different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of argue with my wife all the time. She's like, because I tell her, I'm like, I want to go to like Washington State, Oregon, out that way. Make a long story short, I met some people on vacation in Florida, and they live in Washington State.
Okay.
And they were showing me, they live on the east side of the mountains.
Okay.
And they're showing me pictures on their front yard. Elk coming up to them like
nothing.
Yeah, man. Moose like nothing.
Yep.
Mule deer like nothing.
Uh-huh.
They're like, yeah. He's like, here's the trick. You're gonna come out that way. Don't go on the west side of the mountains.
Uh-huh.
Come to the east side, and you'll see them like nothing.
Really?
I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yep, that's the secret. He was like, when you come out here, I think I follow him on Instagram or Facebook. No, I don't have Facebook no more, but at the time when I had Facebook, he was, I friended him.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, just let me know when you're out here. But I'm telling him, I want to go. She's like, oh, for what?
You know, our friend Ken, he has a lot of connections out west. That's where he grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Might be able to get something going there.
Yeah, that's something else that's like, I'm looking forward to. But
yeah.
Back to what you were asking me.
Or listen, maybe somebody who watches this is they're gonna say, "Hey, listen, Chris, we got a big Cicadeer that hangs out in the backyard down here in Alabama. Come on down and put one in them." So.
Absolutely, definitely let me know, please. But no, on my bucket list, I would say for deer, it's definitely like if I see.
Yeah.
Or if I see like an albino deer.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, again, whether it be a fawn, whether it be a buck, whether it be a doe, if it's albino or piebald, it's going out. I apologize. Don't worry. I will eat the meat. That's not going to waste. But that's something that's once in a lifetime to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. That's definitely cool. So, I don't know, this year, as far as waterfowl goes this year, though, you're looking for the Drake Mallard, which I think is a very achievable thing, but I'm looking to get a shoveler here on the island.
A shoveler.
Yeah, there's not too many of them. I've seen them here. A shoveler, and then I got the wood duck. That was like the biggest one for me.
Yep.
And the biggest thing about it, the coolest thing about it was I shot a double, 2 wood ducks.
I know!
And it was a Drake hen combo.
Yes,
So,
back.
yeah, so I got those in the freezer. Those are going to get mounted. And
what about that bird that I was that you told me it's pretty common on Long Island on the way back today? What'd you say it was? It had the white chest and it was like black on top. I told you.
Oh, merganser?
A merganser.
Yeah.
But you said they're pretty common here on Long Island.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, they're not. They don't taste too well, so a lot of people let them swim right through the decoys.
Would that be something that you would want to get mounted or no? Since it's so common.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to get everyone mounted. Every bird.
I mean, at one point, I want.
I'd like to get every bird that I shoot mounted. Because they're all so beautiful. You know what I mean?
It's just.
There's so many colors.
Mesmerizing when you actually look at a fully plumed bird. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, like you look at like the buffleheads, right? Like, and you shoot like a real mature like Drake bufflehead. It looks black and white, like that one that we didn't get to shoot today.
Oh my god!
On the left hand side, it look like a fully plumed Drake bufflehead, right? But it looks like black and white.
But when you get up close, I think it had like that purple.
It has like purple, blue, green, everything inside. Like
so
it's really
exotic,
gorgeous.
man. It's crazy.
Yeah, gorgeous. But yeah, I got the wood duck. That was the big bucket list, and I just happened to hit it on the first day of the season. So
and back to back though.
Yeah. Boom, boom, man. Yeah, that was good. And we were hunting flooded timber up there too, so it was quite a task just finding the birds that you shot, because it takes you 20 minutes to go 30 yards in that
if not more.
Yeah, it was bad. And dangerous too. When we were there, that big oak tree that fell down, it was probably this wide, right? It was a big tree.
It was solid, I want to say, what, like 30, 40 inches wide.
Yeah, it was a big tree. It was something that you would want to lean up against when you're hunting or something like that.
But now I won't.
I'm going to think twice about leaning up on trees and flooded timber, because we're sitting there after the hunt.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, just
nothing. Bang. I was like, whoa, man. That was...
Like, take it easy over there, King Khan. It just...
Dude, that thing fell down. It would have really hurt somebody if we were underneath it. And I walked underneath it not even 10 minutes before, just to go get a bird. So, yeah, it's scary stuff. But cool, man. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. You know, we had a good opening day today. We had
it's gonna be pretty good the rest of the season.
Interesting day. A little, rough,
but
conditions.
Listen, man, it's what comes with it. You know what I mean? It's
comes with the territory.
It's hunting's not a safe thing to do. That's why you gotta practice safety a lot. And there's some things that's gonna come your way that you have to know how to adjust to it.
Absolutely.
Adapt.
Can't expect to go out on a boat and not get wet, right?
Exactly. I want to go swimming. I don't want to get wet.
I think I'm still wet right now.
I think so too.
Right down to my underwear.
Yeah.
But cool, man. Cool. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Definite. And listen, some bands come this way. With the on the ducks.
Hey.
I don't want to say I want to shoot a duck with a band, but.
No, I mean you do though. I mean,
I would love to have it.
You know what's neat about it is because you shoot now you get to see where that duck's
got
been. You know what I mean? It's where the history of it. You know what I mean? So it's real cool. I was fortunate enough that I don't know if I ever told you that story, but the first bird I ever shot was a banded bird. The first bird I've ever shot. I took a shot and it was a banded Canadian goose. Yeah, that was 7 years old. I have it hanging on my lanyard. I don't know where it is,
That's
but
awesome.
It was banded. So yeah, it's cool, man. They give you a nice certificate when you shoot one and stuff.
So what, you call it in and
yeah, you could go to their website. I think it has like a website on it. We could look at it after this and see. I think it's a website on it, and then like maybe a phone number, and then there's a number on it. And you just go to the website, you punch it in, and it'll tell you all the information about the bird. It asks you how you harvested it, or like how you obtained the information.
Okay.
And then it'll actually, if you harvested it and it's the end of that bird, you get like a certificate that you can print out and hang on the wall, you know?
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's neat. And so it shows you where the bird was banded, how old it was, the estimated age when they banded it. Like, there's a whole ton of information.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's cool to shoot them. And then like they have the Brant down on the other end that they travel real far, and
they have a banded Brant.
Well, they have even cooler than that is they have the GPS trackers
with the solar little panel.
Yes. Put a little solar panel on the back of the bird. How wild
are
is
you
that?
allowed to keep that too? Like, yeah, because you.
I don't know. Somebody shot one last year. I remember looking at it and seeing it on Facebook, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I would assume so. Like, why would they want the GPS back? You know what I mean?
don't know. What if you don't report it and they like record the bird doing 65 miles an hour on the highway?
Looking for this bird? Come on,
this bird's doing 80.
Wow, this is a record. We need this bird.
Wow, he's only flying over roads. But yeah, I don't know. But it would be cool. It would be cool.
Definitely.
So hopefully we'll get out on the 20th and
yeah, the 20th. That's when it opens up.
That would be neat. That would be neat to do. So all right, man.
I'm excited.
Sounds good. Man. Sounds good. Well, we're just in the storage shed, so I think we're gonna. I don't know. We get going now.
Yeah, get going. Call it up and get ready for the next one.
That's it.
That's really about it, man.
Cool, man. Cool.
Kev, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Awesome hunt.
Taking me out, man.
Awesome hunt. Thank you for coming, dude.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Take it easy, guys.